Our topic today is the courage to evolve. If we want a sustainable environment and a peaceful world, we have got to evolve. We are in a time of great transformation and evolution. Our humanity is, it's almost like this divisiveness in our humanity, this divisiveness that takes us individually and collectively away from our own inner truth and our own inner nature and our own connection with source and with all that is, our sense of unity, our knowing of ourselves as a being that is part of a greater whole. That is what is evolving and really needs, it's like it's gasping its last dying breath, and it is just, it's igniting everywhere, trying to hold on to what the ego nature has clung to from that sense of separation, the power, the dominance, the control in the lower expression, in the lower ego expression. And as it's like gasping its last dying breath, our opportunity here is to look at the parts of us that get caught up in that and release those and just let go and evolve into the unified beings that we are, evolve into the higher expression of ourselves, the higher nature of ourselves, and our connection with source and with all that is our role as spiritual beings in these physical bodies on this planet, to really act as stewards of the planet and to be in a state of caretaking and love for the planet, so that as the planet grows, we all grow, our sustenance grows. I was looking at what does it mean to evolve. And in the dictionary, the modern day dictionary, it says, the English dictionary, it says to develop gradually from a simple to a more complex form. But we have done that. We have evolved into these complex creatures living totally convoluted lives. And so I looked further back, and at the Latin origin, volvere means to roll, and the E in front of it means out of. So to roll out of. So I'm thinking, okay, where we really need to go is to roll out of the complex, chaotic states that are making our body sick and making the planet sick, and return to a more simplistic, life-generating existence. That means letting go of the constructs that we've created that have given us, or, I think it gave some people a sense of dominance and control, honestly. And we have gotten so accustomed to these systems that it's like they give us a sense of normalcy and safety only because that is the construct that we've been brought up in. It's not really according to our nature. And then we try to okay, I'll plug into the systems that exist and try to get some fulfillment and sense of success out of life, right? But really, and this is what really takes the courage to evolve. How do we unplug from that? Because that's what's been killing our bodies and our planet, and return to the earth for our sustenance and nurturance, right? And then how do we let go of our grudges and resentments that we hold because that hasn't worked for us, and really just return to the state of love and compassion? And how do we stop morphing ourselves in order to fit into these systems and meet these expectations of this illusory world, and really live true to our natures? This takes courage to let go into our true evolution and be who we are created to be. So that's where we're going today. Let's go ahead and come into our circle. Come into our circle, sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. And just imagine yourself in the circle with a beloved to your right and a beloved to your left. And we're all in one big circle, facing the center, And our hearts come together as one in the center of our circle. And where our hearts meet together, together we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. And just imagine, perceive this light streaming into the center of our circle. And at the very center of our circle, let's just make the intention that our planet Earth, our Mother Earth, sits right in the center and is absorbing this pure divine light, surrounded by this pure divine light. And this pure divine light is cleansing and purifying the atmosphere of the earth, the consciousness that it's like not the consciousness of the earth herself, but this consciousness that lives on her, almost like a parasitic entity. And that's the consciousness that we live in that is so unhealthy for the planet and for ourselves. And just imagine this light surrounding the earth and moving through the environment and through the planet and through this space that we all live in, the air that we breathe, the water we drink, the plants and the sustenance in the soil, and all of the animals and the humans, is being surrounded with this light, and feel it surrounding you, your environment, your air, your water, your body, and just cleansing and purifying like the vibration of the cosmic soup, the ocean that surrounds you, cleansed and purified. And as you breathe, inhale this light into your body and let yourself feel this light moving through your nervous system and through your tissues and through your fluids, cleansing and purifying, cleaning your being. Of just all of those places where you sense and feel a dysregulation with your natural rhythms and the rhythms of nature. Just let all of that static, just let it be cleansed and purified and released from your body. And as you inhale, draw that light into your core. As you exhale, release. Release all of that clutter. Let yourself just be cleansed, be cleansed, and be cleansed and release. Again, as you inhale, draw this light through your body, through your nervous system, through your pores, through your tissues, all the way into your vertical core of your body, the very center. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, sit into your hips, and upright your spine, and feel this pillar of light that runs through the core of your body, from the crown of your head, all the way through the very center, and into your pelvic floor. Feel that column of light, that pillar of light that runs through your center. And Inhale, draw all of this light in to meet that light at the center of your body. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, and bring all of your energy, all of your conscious being to align along that vertical core. And upright your spine, lengthen your spine. Just kind of give that a stretch. And just bring your consciousness to rest into that vertical core and merge into that pillar of light. And just feel that light as it runs through the top of your head, through the center of your head space. Again, this is halfway front to back, halfway side to side in your body, through the center of your throat space, through the center of your heart space, through the center of your rib cage, your solar plexus, through the center of your sacral center, and through your pelvic floor. And just feel that energy going all the way into the earth, meeting with the wisdom of the earth, with the rhythms of the earth, with the natural substance of the earth. Our bodies are of the earth. Our bodies are perfectly designed to be sustained by that which grows from the ground, from the earth. There is a natural biological, right, and physiological connection between our bodies and the sustenance of the earth. So let yourself, as your energy connects in with the earth, just let that wisdom of the earth, of the soil, of the minerals in the soil, and that, like, the root systems of the plants, just let that wisdom just travel up your energy body and move up through your body into this pillar of light. And just make the intention that you are absorbing this wisdom from the earth, from your sustenance that comes from the earth, from the minerals, from the plants, from just the wisdom of how your body works and is perfectly designed to be in sync with that which the earth provides. And make the intention, right? This isn't giving the information to your mind, but to the wisdom of your body that has been conditioned that it needs a lot of stuff that's making you sick, right? This is what our earth, or not our earth, but our world has been bombarding us with messages about all of these packaged things that we need that are a part of a food system that gives us a bunch of processed things that do not resemble what comes from nature. And the farther away it gets from nature, the less our body can actually use it in the way that it is intended. So just as your energy body connects in with the earth and with the soil, with the minerals, with the plants, with the intelligence of the plant kingdom, so let that information travel up through your body and give a transmission of this information to, like, reset the knowledge of your consciousness. Your body already knows, right? But just, like, let it really infuse into your body and into your cellular consciousness, and make the intention that this wisdom draws your, like, that which inspires you, that which drives your behaviors and your desires, to return to the natural rhythm of the earth and the wisdom of the earth, and make the intention that anything, and let's just call on our source, call on the prophets and on the saints, the perfected ones, the angels, healers, helpers, guides, all who have a knowledge beyond the constriction of our knowledge in our physical bodies, but those who have a higher wisdom and a broader, expansive knowledge to help us to clear out any of the habits that we've become accustomed to that are making our bodies sick and making the planet sick, and plugging us into systems that are not sustainable for our planet. This is part of that courage to evolve, and let it come from within, from your body's own wisdom, because our world that we live in, I'm sure you know, is really has become dependent on systems that are not sustainable. Systems that have been devised for profit and for domination and for control. And perhaps they've had some purposes of making things more convenient. But ultimately, when it is forcing our bodies to deal with substances that are not natural to its needs, then the body has to figure out how to survive in spite of the things that it's having to deal with. So it thinks it's dealing with toxins, and it has to figure out how to take what it can use and then manage the toxic environment that's created from the things that it can't use. And when foods are heavily processed, and the enzymes and minerals that are needed in order to break down the foods and process them in the body so that they can be assimilated and used as nourishment for the body. When those things are not there, then the body has to take has to take calcium from the bones in order to complete what it needs in order to break down the foods. Either that, or it addresses the food as a toxin that then it has to encapsulate and eliminate from the body. The body has incredible wisdom, and a lot of times with the foods that we give it, it's trying to figure out how to survive in spite of, and it has to rob the minerals from other places in our body, which causes us illness. Whereas when we give the body the complete whole foods, as close as possible to the way that they come from the earth, then those foods contain, the fruits and the vegetables contain their complete package of enzymes and phytonutrients, and the body is able to use that in order to break down the foods into the components that can be absorbed by our bloodstream and nourish our cells and bring us healthy bodies. So again, connecting in with the earth and letting that wisdom of the earth travel through your body and reset the knowledge of your body and realign the cravings of your body, realign the wisdom, realign the habits, and reset, reset, reset. And just ask for any of that old stuff to be released, asking for help from your unseen support team to release any of that just false information that you've taken on and accumulated throughout your life that is not bringing health and vitality to your body and to the planet. Asking that to be lifted and released, lifted and released. And the true wisdom really take up the space from inside of you and to become your guide, become your inner guidance. So that when you see those advertising things on television or wherever you see these advertisements for foods that are not serving your highest good, that have been developed for profit, that have been developed for whatever reason, that your body will see that and say, oh no, that's not going to help me right now. Let me choose something that will. Take a full breath. Inhale into your vertical core. Exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl. In this state, let's call on our source. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of unconditional love and just feel this unconditional love gently raining upon you and upon our earth. Like into the center of our circle where our Mother Earth is represented there, flowing all around, filling the entire planet, flooding the entire planet with unconditional love. And as it floods the planet, it floods you, surrounds you, and floods you with unconditional love. And just let this seep into your pores. Let this unconditional love seep into your pores and travel through your nervous system. And fill you with love. Fill you with love. And if there's any place in you that's feeling like you can't let go of certain things that we were just mentioning as we were drawing in that divine light, and all of those things that your body can't really use in order to give you optimal health, as those are letting go, a lot of those things are addictive foods. And I know there are other addictions that we have, things, material things. So if those are coming up, let those go too, and let this love go to those places. Like as you're letting go of those things, any substances, any material goods that you feel like you have to have, it doesn't mean that we're all going to return to live in cardboard boxes tomorrow. My teacher used to say, like, hold it in your hands, not in your heart. So there's the place in us that believes at some level that we will perish without a certain level of materialism, to the point where we'll go into debt, we'll do like all kinds of things to have the creature comforts. A lot of the creature comforts are above and beyond what we really need. And I'm not saying to live in poverty. I'm saying to live in the wealth and abundance of the natural world and what it provides, and to live aligned with the laws of nature in order to bring the planet back into health and harmony. We've got to live in harmony with the planet. So let this unconditional love come into those places in you, especially in your heart. That have that sense of, but I need this in order to feel secure. I need this in order to feel safe. And don't worry, because what you do need to feel secure and safe, that's not going to be completely stripped from you. It won't be. It's a matter of how we hold it in the hand, not in the heart, where we put our complete reliance on things of the material world rather than really turning the heart to source and letting the unconditional love fill the space first, and letting your inner wisdom and inner guidance come from a place that is filled, cleansed by the pure divine light and filled with the unconditional love. And then the decisions about what you need can be made from that place, from a full heart rather than a heart of fear and lack. So breathe that unconditional love into the center of your heart. And let it fill those places. If there's a place in your heart that's like, yeah, but I can't give up this. Yeah, but I can't give up that. Let this love come in and surround that place and penetrate into that place and fill that place. You might not have to give up what you don't want to give up. I mean, that's quite possible. But the thing is, you won't be clinging to that for your survival. You'll be clinging to love and making your decisions and choices from a place of love and light and fulfillment rather than lack and fear or just blind programming. The programming we've received from birth, as long as we've been on this planet, most of it is not aligned with the natural world and the systems that are all intertwined. I really think so much of it is like the linchpin is our food system, because the businesses that have altered our foods have made our bodies sick, have made us dependent on pharmaceuticals, have made us this. They've also exploited the earth and the lands and the animals and polluted the environment. And it's just a whole cycle there. I think that's why I go to that food system first. It really is a linchpin that, and it's just incredible amount of profit in that as well. Really drives so much of what we believe we need in terms and how we feel like we have to get our food, what we call food, what we use as food, and our medicines, and so much of it that can make some people very rich and some people very poor. All of this is part of what we have to let go of, these constructs that we've lived in and bought into. And really, that so much of that linchpin for so much of it is the food system. And your body's wisdom, the natural wisdom of your body. Your body is nature. And that's another programming that we've this developed, been programmed with. The body is nature, not separate from nature, here to bend nature to our will and to dominate and control and make nature work for us. We are nature, and we're here to live in harmony with nature. And that will return things to balance. So let that programming from your body, just let it be cleansed. And those places in you that have clung to that programming as a part of what you need for survival, let that place be flooded with the unconditional love. And let's call on that divine compassion as well. And let this pure love and compassion come in and hold those places. And fill those places in you. Well, let's call on the divine wisdom to meet the wisdom of the earth, which is also divine wisdom. And let all of that meet in the center of your heart. This earth wisdom, the divine wisdom, the pure love, and the pure compassion, and the pure divine light. And just imagine all of these divine powers meeting in the center of your heart. And focus your breath into the center of your heart. And breathe into that light and love and compassion and wisdom. And knowledge and intellect. Let all of these things, like all of these lights, converging into the center of your heart. And let your breath like fan the flames of those powers in the center of your heart. Let them cleanse and purify the insecurities and the fears and the old programming. It's not taking away any provision that you have. It's resetting your inner programming to return to the higher wisdom at the core of your being, so that as you move forward, you can make wiser decisions that will be wiser for your body and wiser for the planet. Breathe into your heart center. Let it fan the flames of that wisdom, that knowledge, that intelligence, the love, the compassion, and the pure divine light. Breathe into that. And as you exhale, release anything that is ready to release from your body, from your mental body, from your emotional body, and from your heart. And let that wisdom, that intelligence, that knowledge, that love, that compassion, that light, let that really settle into that space, anchor into that space in the center of your heart. And just feel as that flame in the center of your heart gets brighter and stronger and becomes more steady. It's like let it have a steady presence in the center of your heart. As you inhale, just let that presence in there get stronger. And as you exhale, releasing any of the stuff that's going away. That's releasing the things that don't align with the higher wisdom and the knowledge and the intelligence, the natural intelligence of your body and the planet and your spirit. That's all one. There's not a conflict between them. There's a conflict between that which doesn't fit and that which does. So let that which conflicts with the higher wisdom and intelligence of your spirit, your body, and the earth, let that wisdom, again, just become steady at the center of your heart. Let that light become brighter. And as you exhale, anything that doesn't align with it, release. Stay with that. Continue to inhale. And as you inhale into the center of your heart, let that get bigger, brighter, bolder, more steady and stable. Exhale, release. Release what doesn't align. And keep going with that breath, letting that become more stable and more firm in your body. That strength of spirit merges with strength of form. Strength of spirit merges with strength of form and stabilizes in the core of your body. And just feel that strength and that light now from your heart. Just feel that move along the entire vertical core of your body, that core light that runs through the top of your head. So it's moving from your heart, like up through your throat and into your headspace and into your crown, and then back down to your heart center and moving down through your rib cage, through your solar plexus, through your whole belly space, your sacral center and your pelvic floor. You've got this core of light running through your center that is radiating with this stable wisdom and knowledge and intellect of your body. And let this wisdom and intellect and knowledge that aligns with your wisdom of source, wisdom of spirit, wisdom of planet, wisdom of body, and the higher intelligence is one intelligence. It's one intelligence, not separate from each other, because you are nature. You cannot exist outside of the air of the planet, the water of the planet, the soil of the planet, the plants of the planet. And your body is from the earth. You are nature, not separate. You do not operate in a way that is independent or different from the nature of the planet. You are nature. All of the advertising that's tried to tell you otherwise is what is harming your body and harming the planet. To evolve means to roll out of that complexity that has convoluted our systems and our way of living and contorted our beliefs to believing that we need so many things that we don't, that are, again, robbing the resources from the planet, hurting the air, hurting the water, hurting the soil, and hurting our bodies. You are nature. You are nature. Let yourself feel that. I'm going to look for a quote. As you let that roll. This is a quote from Rosina Fauzia al-Rawi, who is one of my Sufi teachers, who is the author of the book that I quote from a lot of times, Divine Names, the 99 Healing Names of the One Love. And this quote is from that book. It says, "The day will come when the earth bears witness to everything ever done to it by humankind. Each and every one of us carries an individual, non-transferable responsibility for their deeds. May our deeds and words bring light to this world and to its creatures." Again, let this light inside of you now really get strong at your vertical core, aligning your entire being with the light, the love, the compassion, the wisdom, the knowledge, the intellect of spirit, body, earth. There is no difference, no difference. And as that gets strong at your core, let it get brighter and let this vibration emanate from your core to every cell of your body, and invite every cell of your body to open and receive this natural wisdom, this higher intellect, and come into alignment and into like a cohesive harmony and flow with this higher wisdom. The day will come when the earth bears witness to everything ever done to it by humankind. Each and every one of us carries an individual, non-transferable responsibility for their deeds. May our deeds and words bring light to this world and to its creatures. I'll let that not make you feel guilty about mistakes of the past, but to just for the things you didn't know, let them go. Forgive yourself and allow your entire being, your knowledge, your wisdom, your intellect to be realigned, reset, come into harmony, and make a vow with all of the consciousness of every cell of your body to do your best to align with the rhythms of nature as best you can. I know we live in an environment that's really difficult to live without a lot of the things we've become accustomed to. It's a process. Let it be a process, but make a commitment, make a vow to transition your life and your way of being. Let go of the things that are just the BS that you've been fed about what you need. That is really quite the opposite. Really what makes you sick and ties you into a dependence on systems that make a lot of people wealthy and make you poor and sick. Or shall I say, a lot of people poor and sick. A lot of, including the planet. I'm not saying all of the things are bad. I'm not saying all of the people are bad, but the systems that we've become accustomed to are far out of alignment. They do not support love, compassion, mercy, justice, equality, freedom that we aspire to as we evolve into living in a world of unity. As we evolve to living closer to recognizing and knowing ourselves as spirit beings in physical bodies, as opposed to human beings with a spirit that we sometimes can connect to and sometimes not. As we evolve, We evolve more to becoming a spiritual being that's living in a physical body that is here to be a steward of the planet and caretaker of the earth and all of its creatures. That is our evolution. That is what, like the title of this is The Courage to Evolve. It takes courage. So again, let's just call on the divine power of courage to help you to make the choices that may be tough choices, and to really hold to that vow of, yes, I do want to, and I will, I commit to living aligned with the wisdom of the earth, recognizing that I am nature and not separate. And let that courage come in and fill you, give you courage, give you conviction, and also open you to guidance as you go along, right? Self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, and guidance as you go along, and make wise choices you can make and learn as you go. That's the way we do, right? We learn as we go, and we make as wise a choice as we can in the moment that we're in. We forgive ourselves our mistakes and move on and do better. Learn from the mistakes, move on, do better. Okay, full breath in, breathing in that light, love, compassion, wisdom, knowledge, intellect, breathing it all into your heart center and letting it reverberate along your vertical core, emanate to your cells. Let your cells absorb that consciousness and let your whole body come into harmony and alignment. And as best you can, the truth of nature, wisdom of nature. Exhale, releasing everything else. And now let's call to our source, into our unseen support team, and bow our hearts in gratitude. Ask again for their ongoing, continual guidance. Continuous guidance. Steady, constant guidance. Direction, help, and support. And again, bowing in that gratitude. All right. And with that, I'm going to wrap up our recording and open for discussion if you choose. If you would like to stay on for that. If you're listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and replays. When you do, you can join us live, and then you can stay on for Q&A and discussion after the recording ends. You also, when you sign up to receive the reminders and replays, you can receive 2 free gifts. One is a one-sheet downloadable guided meditation. Yes, you do receive a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation to help you to connect in with the pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the core of who you are, at the core of your being. And it also, you receive a one-sheet 10 spiritual principles of our human existence, what this earth is about, why we're here, what the heck's going on this planet, and what our role is in it. And to help you to remember you are always contained in an ocean of pure divine love. All right, with that, I thank you very much. See you next week if you're listening to the recording, and even if you're not. And for those of you who are still here, we will open for Q&A. Thank you.